What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another marker wash today. I still haven't installed the program for my camera yet. I'll get to that in a minute. But I just want to first say thank you to The Hybrid, my newest Patreon. I really appreciate you joining. If you guys want to support the channel, you can click on the links down below, including my TCG player link, in which if you want to buy any cards, you can use that to buy cards, bookmark that bad boy, and I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, I gotta install the software yet. I have not done it yet. I've just been running around too much with a lot of things. I was files the other day and I really didn't do much. But the market, the meta, and the game, oh man, did that do a lot. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and comment down below. Comment question of the day. Well, now that we know there's an FTK in the meta, which is drastically going to change the way we play this game, I mean drastically, are you looking forward to stopping that or playing with that? And what are you using if you're looking forward to stop that? I'm gonna mention some cards in this video, but I'd like to know what do you think about the FTK and how to properly combat that. So before we get to any of that stuff, guys, I want to talk about OTS Tournament Pack 13. I mean, look at this set. We just got the first listing of Abyss Dweller Ultimate Rare being $100. By the way, do not buy this card. There's no reason to buy this card yet. I mean, trust me, I know everyone wants an Ultimate Rare Abyss Dweller, but in order to buy this card at $100, you have to say to yourself, this card will stabilize at $100 or go even higher, which you know is not the case. I mean, every Yuga that wants a Abyss Dweller only wants one of these. It's not like Something Judgment or Ultimate Rare Twin Twisters, in which everyone wanted 3 of these. This is a one of, and that's really it. So, yeah, I would just wait on this card. I mean, guys, I know some of you guys are going to say, listen, OTS 13 wasn't that good, and for the most part, I agree with you. This was a really bad OTS set. Even taken within the context of it coming out a while ago, before this whole pandemic situation happened, looking at OTS Pack 13, it wasn't really that crazy. But one thing it did really uniquely is give us a lot of reprints that were actually needed. I mean, we did need Scrap Gold. Bahima Shark had a gold rare, I believe a secret rare. I'm not sure if there's another printing version. Not many printings of Bahima Shark had a good rarity, so we did get that. Formula Synchro desperately needed a reprint. And OTS Tournament Pack 13 Deep Sea Diva, currently $4 on the market price for this super rare. Well, that's a lot less than the other super rare version we'll take a look at in a second. Floodgate Drapoka super rare, sure, I guess. Crystal Wing Synchron Dragon also gets super rare printing, which once again, it's good. Like, I don't like this OTS set. I definitely would have changed a ton of cards, including ABC Dragon Buster, but it makes a lot of sense about some of these cards like Spiral Gear Drone, Spiral Mission Rescue, and like I said, a bunch of other these cards taken within the context of that time. Looking at it right now, guys, I'll tell you right now, I think OTS Tournament Pack 13 obviously could have done a lot better. We got Book of Moon over here, got 5 listing, it's still roughly around $100. This is going to go down, and if you ask me, hey V, what's your analysis as far as the values of these Ultimate Rare cards? Well, Abyss Dweller will probably hit 60, Book of Moon's going to hit anywhere from 40 to 50, and by the way, it'll hit 40 to 50 and then spike up afterwards, but it's going to hit that number first. Traptrix Raphicilia, yikes, this card's gonna hit $30, maybe even lower than that. It's once again, it's only specific for Traptrix players, and for the most part, it's not really worth it. So once again, like I said, like Deep Sea Diva, you got the super rare coming at Turbo Pack Booster 4, $92 market price. It's about bought out. It's currently like $125 for Deep Sea Diva for the super rare version. And once again, that one or this one, I like the high rarities, and I'm always a big fan of high rarity cards. But I'm also a big fan of not spending money stupidly on something like a Deep Sea Diva, where you got this version, which is $125, and then for $120 cheaper, you can get the other super rare version, which is a newer text version. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one majority of the time. Maybe after a while, when the super rare goes down, we'll talk about it, but this is way too high. Up next, guys, looking at OTS Tournament Pack 12, the now known previous OTS Tournament Pack. Can we just say this is probably one of the best ones we had or have out of all the OTS packs? All these cards are just absolutely insane, and we'll still see play. I mean, Solemn Judgment is still an insanely good card, currently with a $78 price listing, a little bit lower than its $81 market price. Still a crazy good card, and don't get it mistaken, this will get cleaned off the market easily. Looking at Twin Twisters Ultimate Rare with a $60 market price. Well, this card's really up in the air right now. I mean, we have Lightning Storm. Is it going to get hit in the balance? Well, after Konami reprints it all day long? Or is it not going to get hit in the balance? It's a really good question. And if it does get in the balance, this becomes one of the best alternatives to that. Currently $60. I think we see a balance hit on Lightning Storm. We see a price spike on Twin Twisters. We also have Cancer Strike 11 here. This card is, I think this card is about to boom again. Currently holding a $54 market price. The price point is down to about $51 for this card. And to be honest with you, I still think this card's insane. I think this card's always been insane. It just hasn't had a chance to fit in the right deck. It does see play in that Rocket Dragon FTK deck as a one-of, but even still, I think moving forward, this card will still see good play and good decks moving forward. This card needs to be hitting the balance. It's not going to be right now because it has no hit for it, but the minute it sees meta play, the minute it sees meta hype, we're going to see this card spike higher than $51. Mark my words, this is the card you need to get as soon as possible. Next, guys, well, we have Eternity Code. And the thing with Eternity Code is, what's shocking is the values of Eternity Code is low. And Paisano, before we move on with anything, I gotta say, Konami, I think, kept their word. I mean, a lot of the cards in Eternity Code that we expected to go crazy high in value, like Link Cross and Access Code Talker, don't get it wrong, there's still money. I mean, Link Cross is still $15, but this card should be $35. Access Code Talker is $67, it should be $100. These are great cards, but they're easily printed, and Konami did spread the amount of the variations of these cards, which obviously lowered the price. I still don't understand why Ghost Morning Moon and Chill is so much money. I don't understand it. I want to be Team Ghost Morning Moon and Chill. Let me just emphasize by saying this point. I just don't see much better play in, you know, where we have other hand types I think are just better. Also, Gizmic Uka is currently $6, so if you don't have yours yet, that's a really good price. Looking at Animadorn Archosaur is $28. Gearsu is still currently holding a $36 market price, which is crazy high for this card, because this card's showing almost no play. I'm sorry you have the deck, but like you gotta put numbers on the board if you're gonna maintain those price points, and you're just not doing it. But it's still showing a relatively high value. I'm hearing everybody all day long talk about Gravedigger's Trap Hole, which is currently holding roughly around a $17 price point. But once again, I want to see numbers on the board. I mean, we're looking at other cards at other price points like Deep Sea Area, and this card's not, the board's not really doing much. But compared to these other decks, it does have a top 4 in an online tournament. Does that count for something? If you said no, I want to blame you, by the way. We'll talk about Starlight Rares in a second. I think the Starlight Rare pricing is very unique, and I really want to talk about it because right now is a very unique time for anyone either holding Starlight Rares, have a chance of pulling Starlight Rares, or is currently looking to buy Starlight Rares. I'll talk about that later on in this video. Once again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like, and comment down below. I'd love to know. Guys, I don't put ads on my videos because all I want to do is hear what you guys have to tell me. I want to have that feedback within the community about these cards, because we have a lot of cards in a short amount of period of time that changed the game drastically with the onset of the current ban list, which only has 3 cards coming off the ban list, and the expectation of a new ban list. A lot's going to happen in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! In a really fast amount of time. Money's going to move quickly, players are going to move quickly from locals from not being locals, or players are going to look towards the next big Yu-Gi-Oh! Event, which, let's be honest, the first regional season is going to break record numbers. Easily. If you're going somewhere like Columbus, Ohio, let's say that the first regional season in Columbus, Ohio, and you're looking to go there, their cap's like 500 players. That's going to be broken in sheer minutes. I mean, they're going to open the door and start counting heads. No doubt in my mind. And that's only one regional. I think going to a place like California, anywhere realistically, you can place a dying to get back to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, they want to do it in the safest conditions as possible, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are ready to go, and the majority of them, and the majority of locals are already open, are already at those tables, and they're waiting for the big events. So, guys, Toon Chaos broke this weekend, and the prices are all over the place. And I did a good evaluation of my previous market watch. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. I talk about what I think is going to happen to a lot of the valuations of a lot of the cards. And, guys, I mean, am I wrong? I mean, look at all these cards and look at all the movements. Black Luster Soldier is currently holding a $220 market price $220 price point, as opposed to a $230 market price. It's down a little bit. It might go down a little bit. It might stabilize, I think, and then that'll be a money card because it's a collector's card. Stardust Dragon is down significantly. It's 172, but once again, that's a collector's card, but you don't need that many. You don't need one of these cards. Pot of Extravagance actually is currently at $205, being the fact that we just recently saw all the guys top an online tournament, maybe this might go up and hold good value. Who knows? I still think the value of product extravagance is wavering, and I think we're going to see that happen, and then I think the price will ultimately start going down. Even though I'm a big Guys fanboy, I can't see Guys playing in this new meta, and I'll get to that in a second. But looking at product extravagance, collector's rare, I'll tell you right now, I need 3 of these. I'm not buying these yet. These are not worth my time to put my money into to grab a playset of these, because I'm going to grab a playset ultimately. I'm going to grab collector's rare product extravagance. It's going to happen, but I'm not doing it now. That's just throwing money to the wind. The value of this card is going to go low, so why do it now? We also have Chaos Dragon, and we're going to end. I expect this card to hold still a good amount of value, and it still is. It's still down about $10, currently being $175, but it doesn't make sense this card holding good value. Two Black Lotus Soldier is one of the cards of the set, obviously one of the main cards, still holding a lot of value. Gamma's down because nobody really plays Gamma as much, but keep an eye on this because I think Gamma will still have a chance for you to play to play the card in the future, and if it does, the value of this version can go high. This is the highest rarity version, but it's going to go down as a seasonal real meta play. Immortal Phoenix Gear Free 130, Paisano 135, because Ultimate Rare is high. By the way, I'm stone cold when I mean this. I think the ratio is Secret Rare, Collector's Rare, and then Ultimate Rare or Ghost Rare. And in case of Paisano, this is gonna go lower and lower and lower. Don't be surprised. It makes perfect sense. Chaos Space is in a weird position because this card is broken. Chaos Space is currently with $140 market price for the Collector's Rare. It's currently $125. This card is insane. I wouldn't be surprised if this card was to go very high in the near future. This card is absolutely ludicrous. Chaos Creator, I think, is a great card, but it doesn't fit rightly in this meta. And with that, the current price point is $100. Chaos Valkyrie's 90, Toon Patriot's 90, Toon Bookmark's 85, Toon Harpy Lady. I pulled one of these. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't. Links will be down below. Currently $83. Chaos Daedalus, $55. And then looking at the rest of the cards, we're seeing part of Extravagance Ultra being roughly around 50. This will go down in value. Don't even fret about it. Chaos Space currently holding a... So let me click on real quickly, guys. 666. I see what you did there. But the price point of the card, roughly with shipping, is about $6. Almost near $7 for Chaos Space. Grab these as soon as possible. You need this card. It's definitely a 3 of. It's such a good card. Once again, looking at Pot of Extravagance Secret Rare with a $76 market price, is currently down a bit. It's roughly around 73. Actually, no, it's actually up. The Japanese damn messed me up. Actually, no, it's not up, but it's basically $73 for a secret version of Pot of Extravagance. Now, if this card is still going to go lower, I don't think it's going to see as much play. I could be wrong. Maybe Guys could be the deck to, like, combat the meta. But as it currently stands right now, we have almost the potential for 2 FTK decks. And I don't know if Pot of Extravagance can deal with that. I mean, the Earthbound Immortal... Okay, the Earthbound Immortal Dragon FTK... has allegedly a 95% chance of going off of your opponent has no hand traps. That's a pretty big deal. It's more of a big deal when you realize the fact that now we have a FTK deck in the meta that has a 95% ratio. Frog FTK was, I think, I'm going to say 98. So it's up there as far as like a degenerate FTK. And looking at Earthbound Immortal, Asila Pisu, obviously the current price of this card is $17. Unlimited $25. And there's one version that's roughly around $100 before it's $300 for Ultimate Rare version Earthbound Immortal Asila Pisu. It came out Raging Battles. This is the Blackwing set. This is a really great set. But yeah, that's a thing. So with the Dragon FTK and Konami just going, yeah, we'll do this in advance and not doing anything else. Konami's in a real tight spot. See, they now have this 95% ratio FTK until September 1st, 2020. Here's what you do, Konami. You're in a weird spot. You got 2 options. Option A, acknowledge the online tournaments and ban a 95% ratio FTK deck. That's a pretty good idea to me. Or you pretend online tournaments don't exist because they're not sanctioned Yu-Gi-Oh events, and you let Rome burn until September 1st. And you better, and I mean seriously, you better have that list ready before September. It better be effective on September 1st. Because with a 95% ratio FTK, and then another FTK coming, Konami, come on, like, you gotta get to work. I mean, like I said, you're in a really weird spot right now. And I would not want to be in Konami's shoes, because I think a quick E-ban would make sense. People are saying, well, Red Eyes Darkness Spell Dragon got it errated. That's currently effective immediately, by the way. So they got errated, so the FTK isn't as consistent. Sure, I guess so, but it's still a pretty... I mean, when 2 FTK decks top and you do a little small errata, which is not going to change much the deck, I still think you're going to have a huge issue with this deck. And I'll show you guys some other things that the FTK is going to do, some ways to stop it in a few, but realize the fact that an FTK deck now exists in our game. That's a big deal. Whatever deck you're looking to build, you have to say to yourself, can I combat an FTK consistently? Remember, 95%. Let's say it's 90% with the Redis Darkness Model Dragon errata. It doesn't really matter. It's still a high percentage chance this deck's gonna light you up. That's a big deal. In order for anyone to not acknowledge that, well, you're just looking to take an L. And I think the deck, since the deck's out there right now, and since, you know, people are learning the combos, it might take a couple of days, maybe a week max. But the minute everything's been ironed out, we now have a full-blown FTK deck in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that is something insanely scary. And Konami might have to either turn the other cheek, which I think they're probably going to do, or drop a quick E-ban list, which I hope they do. I hope they really drop an E-ban list. It is a big deal for Konami to ignore this. But if dropping E-bans, well, yes, it might acknowledge the fact there's online tournaments. But more importantly, it acknowledges the fact that the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is currently unbalanced. And the scales are tipped heavily towards one deck. Play this deck, or lose at your peril. And I'll tell you right now, after being someone who played the old school substitute FTK deck, FTK decks are really fun the first week, maybe even 2 weeks. After that, nobody likes them. Those playing FTK decks are only playing to win. Those not playing FTK decks are just trying to crack the formula which cannot be cracked. It is a big, huge deal that nobody's ready for. Are you ready for it? Seriously, let me know in the comments down below. Obviously, 3-up is Starlight Seafruit coming out of Cast Impact with a $33 market price. It's not $33. $35 for Unlimited. If you want a first edition version, well, that's going to run you roughly around $39 for this card. I kept telling you to go in and grab this card. Go in and grab this card. Anything that says Dragon, especially with this card, has a broken effect. This card's insane and it's relatively new coming out of Cast Impact. I'm not even joking you. This card is absolutely astonishing. You also have Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, currently with the $31 market price. Unlimited versions are roughly around $30. If you want a first version of Phantasme, that'll run you about $40 to about $42 for this card. Now, obviously, the card recently got a reprint in Dual Overload, and the reprinted version is about $14. I mean, all day long, $14. At the bottom of the page 1, you start hitting near $15, but obviously the Ultra Rare is nowhere near value as much as the value you're going to get from the original Prince Secret Rare. Now, the reason I think everyone needs to play this card moving forward, I mean, everyone, unless you're playing Ultra, guys, but everyone else needs to play Phantasme, is because if you don't draw your hand traps, you lose. If you draw a Phantasme, you have a chance of winning. A chance of winning is not a means of you're going to win. You just have a chance to go back inside your deck and grab that hand trap that you're going to desperately need to stop an FTK deck. If you don't play Phantasme, I honestly don't know how you think you're going to be able to cycle faster than an FTK deck with a 95% win ratio. It just makes no sense to me. You have to play this card. Like, fit it in whatever deck you have, but it has to be in it. And this card's not the card to stop anything. This is the card to help you go back into your deck if your hand isn't ideal. Which, let's be honest, if you're running like 3, 6, 9 hand traps, there's still a percentage ratio on the 95%, meaning that you're not going to be drawing the way to stop an FTK deck. Or wait, let's just call it for what it is. If you don't play enough hand traps with an FTK deck that can easily play through a couple of hand traps, well, then you're back to square one. With Phantasme, you can go back in, you can fish for more cards, and you can get in there. This is always saying your opponent doesn't have Cobalt of Grey, and if they do, well, hopefully you played more than a couple of hand traps. We also have Ghosts and Spooky Dogwood. So, this is probably one of the hand traps that I love the most right now that nobody knows about. I said it right originally. I mean, it's getting reprinted at Dark Neostorm, I get it. And it's getting a Lost Art, sure, I get it. But nothing beats original Secret Rare. Right, Phantasme, Infinite Permanence, Evenly Matched, Asphalts from Joy Spring, and every other Secret Rare whose price exponentially bounced back up as compared to the reprint, which is still low. Look at the original print, Secret version of Ghost Sister Spooky Dogwood with a $6 market price. The market itself is auto-correcting itself. And maybe some players going, wait a minute, this card's good. Light Play Unlimited is currently $7. If you want a first edition version of this card, that's going to run you about $12 each. For Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. When your opponent special summons, when he's about to special summons, your proc Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, and if they're trying to burn you, well, have fun trying to burn me as I'm gaining life points. The card. This is one of the best answers to that FTK deck. It stops it in its tracks, and most decks only need for you to stop in your tracks for them to just go and kill you. You can still get the dual deficit alternate art, which looks really nice. It's about $1, so once again, this is one thing I love about like a YuGiOh Konami. There is the cheaper rarity version. Still looks nice though, and it's cheap. It's $1. And then if you want to be the high rarity version, well, we got you back over here with the high rated version. So I like this duality of value for casuals and for competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players that don't have a big wallet. They can still grab the ultra rare, which once again, you're not playing with like an ugly looking common or premium gold. You got this version which does look nice, and the secret rare for the high rarity Yu-Gi-Oh players. This card at one point was like I think $5 when I told about buying this. I bought my playset for about $5 to $6, I think it was, and I'm glad I'm still holding on to this card because against the FTK deck, this is how one of the ways you win. Another way you always will win against any deck that tries to cycle over and over again in order to murder your face is Drill Lockbird. Drill Lockbird Ultimate coming out of OTS Law Pack 8 with a $67 market price. It's currently roughly around $68 to almost near $70. Now, it really depends on how the game goes, because we're getting another FTK deck. We got one we guarantee we know is out there in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And the question is, how viable is Drill Lockbird versus those two decks plus the rest of the meta? Well, against the rest of the meta, it's decent. You know, decks like Emancipated, Drill Lockbird's a god, but other decks, it's 50-50, and even still against Emancipated, it's 50-50. So, I don't hate Drill Lockbird at all, I just think it's really specific right now. But that could all change with the ban list, that could all change with the e-bans, that could all change with the new set coming out. So we don't specifically know about this. One thing we do know 100% is Infinite Impermanence coming out of Flash Destruction, original print secret rare with a $59 market price, unlimited version 65. Anyone first version, you're looking to pay roughly around, well, this guy has 70. He has listing for 70, and after him comes $77. Which is bounced exactly back to where it was before the reprint announcement of Infinite Permanence. This card is one of the ways you stop an FTK deck. You just gotta know when to put it down, and when can you put it down properly. This is a phenomenal card. It's always been a phenomenal card, and more Yu-Gi-Oh players are realizing they need this card. Now, once again, you got other printings of Infinite Permanence. I mean, there's still good value, $37, $39. That's not bad at all for this card. And to be honest with you, it does the same thing. You just gotta know when to go in it and when to stop your opponent. And in certain cases, if you can still stop them, because even though this card's insane, a lot of decks are, especially the best decks in the game, they're learning to adapt to play through multiple hand traps. And Infinite Permanence is one of many hand traps that they learn to eat and keep going. And that's scary if you really think about it. So, let me help you out who are looking to play FTK decks. Nothing says, let's have a good time in a horrible way, than a card named Magical Midfield Breaker. Once again, I just named Infinite Permanence, which is probably one of the best hand traps against that, because it can't be stopped by Call by the Grave. This guy, if you're looking to play FTK deck, is a card you want to put in. It's a great card. During each player's main phase, one monster on the field cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Also, neither players can target monsters their opponent controls. Oh boy. Now, I'm not sure if this can actually fully work. Maybe I'm wrong, but the idea of your opponent not using some of their cards against you by dropping this one card is pretty insane. The idea your opponent can't play like Effect Veil or Impermanence on you is really good. And once again, maybe this might be messing with the FTK combo. I'm not 1000% set on the combo, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But yeah, this card's really good, and I just think the idea of dropping this card on your opponent is strong. Doing your full combo, the minute you lock your board out, go into Black Rose and try to spam. I'm not sure if that's, once again, I'm not fully grasping the FTK. I still haven't tested it out fully. I know I have a brief synopsis of how it works, but this is a really good card. Next, Ignites. Don't forget about those Fire Ignite guys, or Fire Noble Knight guys. I forgot their name already. But Ignite Crusader, currently with a $5 market price, is roughly around $7. This is the only version of the card. Once again, I'll check it over here. I thought it had other printings, but evidently I was wrong. Ignite Crusader Super Rare coming out of Clash of Rebellions is now a $7 Super Rare. Clash of Rebellions, man. I mean, this set wasn't really that big when it first came out, but looking at it right now, it has some pretty insane cards. I remember when the set first dropped, we were like, okay, it has Inferno Rays, that's pretty cool, and Riders players were excited. They didn't do much, but they were excited. And Pendulum's got Ignis to Prominence, but that's basically what it is. And after time has gone on, obviously the Ghost version of Res Metal Flare Dragons up in value. Red Ice Fusion is going to be a great card soon. Infernates, of course, they're going to be good. Any other version of Red Ice, by the way, is still money. Starting Mirror Force, which I think at one point was the money card, it fell out of favor. Red Ice cards, which fell out of favor, like Black Lotus and Stone and Legend, came back into favor. I don't know why this card's for $6, other than it's an ultimate rare, but sure. It's kind of crazy if you think. Archer and Eccentric was the money card at the set, actually, now I'm thinking about it. As well as some Cosmo stuff, like Cosmo Farm Girl, who's like a $60 card, I remember. It's so weird looking at the set and seeing how crazy and lopsided value is from where it used to be, from where it currently is. But that's how sets work in Yu-Gi-Oh! At times. So, one good thing about FTK decks, if you're looking to buy that Eldritch the Good Lord or the Emancipated Researcher, all you have to do is wait. I think as weeks go on, I mean, every week, boom, 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 as we see more and more FTK decks top and do good, well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players holding Eldritch, a $130 card, or Emancipated Researcher, a $65 card, are going to be less likely to want to hold those cards that have a lot of value that are just losing. I mean, I'm straight up getting bodied by FTK decks. So you can be patient and hold this high value card, hopefully get a banless, hopefully your deck survives the banless, and hopefully you can still play your deck, and there's no FTK around anymore, and you're the best deck around, hopefully. Or you're going to sell $130. So let's say this card, you have 3 of these. That's $400. And once again, if Eldritch can't beat FTKs consistently, not like sporadically, consistently, you got $400 right here. Not talking about the other cards you have in your deck for Eldritch players. And Emancipated players, well, once again, you get a card 65 times that by 3, which is that roughly almost near $200. The problem is, you know Block Dragon's going to get hit. You know you're going to get powered down. So what's going to happen? Do you want to sell this now, or do you want to wait till later on when you have to sell it? It's a weird position. And in the face of that FTK deck, there's no right answers. Oh, real quickly, Giant Rex coming out of Legends / Revenge with a $9 market price is $9. Yeah, solo printing. It just happens, I guess. I mean, it could have been OTS Pack 13. That would have been cool. But can Konami see a solo print card used in Dinosaurs when they were going to make and that dinosaur monster guy anime dormed? Could they have seen that being good? Yeah, probably. Konami, wake up. Then we have Swap Frog coming in OTS Solo Pack 3 with a $103 market price. Well, it's actually roughly around $93. This card was over $100 for a long while, and it finally went under $100. What does this deck go in, you might ask? Well, the Warrior deck is now mostly using a heavy link-based Needle Fiber Turbo variant. The minute Needle Fiber is going to get hit, and let's not be joking around about this, Needle Fiber will get hit. They might go back to another version which really focuses on the hand. Taking cards away from the hand, sitting with your opponent's hand, getting hand advantage, which is insane. And one of the cards that's going to help facilitate plays afterwards is going to be Swap Frog. Now, I'm a big fan of Marine Cess. That's why I'm looking at Swap Frog. I'm probably going to be grabbing a playset eventually of this card because I want to put it in my Marine Cess deck because I like it, and I don't want to give you nothing else other than the fact that I just love the deck and give you a deck profile. Don't question my manliness. I still like Marine Cess, and I'm a man. But look at that Swap Frog right now. The value is going down, and I'm kind of pumped about that, to be honest with you. I hope this card goes even lower. I want to buy this bad boy at 80s. And that's a lot of money for this card. But it's also the Ultimate Rare coming in OTS Pack 3. We're in 13, and we're about to hit 14, by the way. If Konami goes by the set schedule, and I'm hoping they don't change it, because OTS 13 is a dumpster fire. So if they go by the set schedule, we should be getting 14 soon. That means this will be 11 OTS packs in advance. Let's not talk about the cards that were in OTS Pack 1, like, the hero guy, Darklaw. There is the hero guy. Mass Hero Darklaw, who's in OTS Pack 1, whose price is obviously low. I mean, it's only, $225. God no! With a $158 market price, those kind of values. And looking at something like Swap Frog, I think it can get relatively high moving forward. You gotta realize, whenever you look at Swap Frog, you're like, okay, this card is gonna help you go into totally awesome, or put more water monsters on board. Both things I'm totally fine with. By looking at Swap Frog, you are banking, and by grabbing this card, you are banking on water being good in the future. Can we agree that that's going to be happening? That's going to be reality? Water will ultimately be good in the future? Whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next year, 10 years from now, I don't care. Water, the element, the type, yeah, that's going to be good in the future. Attribute is what I was looking for. Water's going to be great in the future. And I do think that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that don't have Swap Frog, Ultimate Rare, or even the Ultra Rare are just lying to themselves. Grab this card. Grab the Ultra Rare if you don't want to buy. Trust me, Ultra Rare looks really nice. And from a good angle, It's only 1 cent with 99 cent shipping. From a good angle, this looks ultra rare. I'm personally a rarity whore, and I will buy the ultra rare soon. No shame. So let's go out Starlight rares. Now I want to go on a journey with you guys and point some things out, and then give you guys my synopsis on the Starlight rares. And this is important if you own some currently. This is important if you're looking to get some. But if you don't have any, this is still important for you, because if you crack one of these, what do you do with it? Some might go, V, I'm going to instantly sell it. And in certain cases, you might be right. But in certain cases, you are wrong. Look at Starlight Rare Lightning Storm. It's currently holding a $750 market price, $750 price point with a $600 market price. This value will go down. This card's only high in value because people still need Lightning Storms. The minute Lightning Storm shows to be less needed of a card, and it's gonna happen, it's inevitable, the value of the prismatic will definitely 1000% tank in value. Will it go down to $1 where you get a prismatic Lightning Storm for like $10? No, but it will go down in value, and I think Appaloosa will go back to being, and it currently is the highest price Starlight Rare. It's currently $1,200, higher than a $600 market price, and it makes sense. It's an extra deck monster, which is, once again, doesn't get touched as much as a main deck card, and that's why we're going to see Lightning Storm go down in value ultimately. Besides the fact that it will go down in value the minute it starts seeing play, if Konami hits in the bans or reprints it, it will go down in value. But looking at Appaloosa Bowl of Gods, this is the best Starlight Rare we will ever have, period, as far as value. Effect Vela was $900. Did anyone quickly forget about that already? Its price point is down to $550, which is down a little bit from its current $560 market price. Why is it going down? Well, once again, why buy this version when you can just put all that money towards Ultimate Rare Effect Veiler? If you pull this version, you're trying to sell this version, and that's why we're seeing the price point of this card go down. And it will continue to decline until it hits roughly around $400. And I think that at that point, it would probably stabilize. I don't know what's going to happen after stabilization. It could go down more, it could go higher, I have zero idea. I don't even want to speculate that far ahead. Looking at IP Masquerena with a $531 market price, this card went up to about $600 actually. A little higher than that. But it's currently showing almost near $900. Well, why is that? Because once again, extra deck monster. Since DC play, DC value. That's simple. Had other cards like Win or Iria or also, or even Salamangreat Pyre Phoenix, Trapstick Alamaris, Tiny Perpetua, if they saw as nearly as much play as IP Masquerena and Appaloosa Bowl of Goddess, no doubt in mind these would be near their values. Now that's questionable, because then let's look at them real quickly. So when the Windchopper Vernet is $850 with a $331 market price, this will go back down. Aria $365, $284 market price. It's up, but still it's around the same price point where I expect these to be, which is roughly around $300 to $400. That's where they're gonna be hovering around. Orsa is $325, and it makes perfect sense. Guys, I'm telling you right now, these three will always sporadically change in value depending on how much meta play they get. Eventually, they will go back down to $300 to $400 and have their spikes when they see even the hype of them seeing any kind of meta play. These are decent, but they're not needed. I love the artwork on these, by the way. They look gorgeous. But these are decent, but they're not needed. Masquerena, IP Masquerena, Appaloosa, these are needed, and that's where they maintain a high value. That brings us over to Ghost Mode and Moonlit Chill. This card will continue going down. It's already down a little bit. With a $480 market price, the card's already down to $465. It will continue to drop. And let's say it starts seeing a lot more play. Maybe it'll stabilize, but that stabilization period is going to be $400, just like Effect Veiler. They're going to be the same thing. Tamer Dragon Maid cannot stop going down. With a $244 market price, is currently $285. Of course it is. This will continue going down. But I do think that this will maintain a decent price point because of the Dragon Maid waifu tax. So this might actually stabilize at a weird price point where it should not normally do. Marita's Seahorse was almost there, what, $600, I believe? Could be wrong. I think maybe it was $400. Look at it right now, it went down $100. So this card lost 25% of its value. That's a lot when we're talking cards and price points of hundreds of dollars. That's a big number. Well, why is that, you want to ask? It's simple. Marita's Seahorse went up in value because it was all the hype of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players buying into Starlight Rares. A lot of hype changed a lot of cards, which price points have not changed for the most part. Specifically, IP Masquerena, Appaloosa, and even to a degree, Lightning Storm. Look at the other cards, they have went down in value. Marita's Seahorse has went down in value, and it's going to be going down in value even more, which is great because I want to buy this. But I'm not going to be buying this card at $300. I'm buying it at 150 to maybe even at most, I'm getting ripped off, but 200. And mark my words, it will be hitting 200 soon. This card will be going down to 50% of its value from the current hype. That's a crazy decrease. Once again, we're talking in card prices of hundreds of dollars. Look at Sky Striker Ace Rose, Starlight Rare. This card price went to $800 when Sky Striker won that one Yu-Gi-Oh! Online Internet event that one time. It did. And now look at it. It's down to half its price point at $400. Currently holding a $287 market price. Mark my words, this card price will go back down to $300, and I don't know if it's going to stabilize. Basically, what I'm trying to show you guys is the important Starlight Rares, Appaloosa and Ivy Masquerena, will maintain a crazy high value. A majority of these Starlight Rares will go down in value, but it's not because the market's going to have some bubble that's going to pop. Don't get it twisted. Because if that was the case, we would see Appaloosa go down and Ivy Masquerena go down, and which are not. They've either stabilized in the case of Appaloosa or increased in the case of Ivy Masquerena. Those bubbles would not pop. In the Starlight market, probably their bubbles would not pop at all. If they popped, you would see these cards go down to like $50 to $100. But they're not doing that. What they're doing is calming down from hype and stabilizing. That's something important to note. This is what exactly they're doing. They are stabilizing. So let me tell you guys right now. You just put a fresh effect Veil Starlight Rare. You sell that bad boy, or you trade it for something like an IP Masquerena, which is going to maintain good value. Same thing with any of these other cards. You want this one, IP Masquerena, you want Appaloosa, and that's basically it. I mean, if you're looking to play Dragon Mates, you know, you gotta give it to the waifu tax. I get you. I don't blame you, but, you know, whatever. And there's other cards you might want to collect for the funsies. But ultimately, a lot of these cards are going to start going down in value. And they're going to start going down in value because even though Yu-Gi-Oh! Players want to collect those cards, collectors do not want Starlight Rares, the hardcore ones, the ones that are the TV show collectors, because there's different factions of Yu-Gi-Oh! Collectors, but TV show collectors will throw a ton of money at hard to get cards from the TV show. I'm telling you right now, majority of these cards are not TV show cards. They don't care about them. Konami drops a Starlight Rare version of something like this, but like a Summon Skull, Dark Magician, but like this version, yeah, that card will be the new money card. But not because it's going to see meta play or any hype. It's going to be the money card because everyone in Mother who's a collector, even the casuals, are going to hold on to that bad boy. And that's why we're going to see Starlight Rares just do a lot of crazy price changes. Ultimately, I do think there's going to be a lot of money still in the Starlight market. I think there's a lot of great cards in here. I think there's a lot of great potential, and money will still shift in the case of the Charmers. I think money will shift in case of random decks like Marine Cess and Sky Strikers, which might get support in the future, and revitalize the crazy high price point already of the Starlight Rares, including Dragon Mates, because waifus will always pay crazy money for those cards. So I think there's a lot of hype behind a lot of these cards. But they're just hype. When it comes to Appaloosa, Bodegasa, Ivy Masquerena, even if these don't see meta play, nobody's dumping these in the market. Their values probably will not be going down. This is one of the most expensive meta Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the game today. This guy actually has a lower price point, but then it gets back to $1,200. And look at that, $100,000, God. But I'm serious, guys. These cards are insanely hard to get, insanely hard to find. And I'm telling you right now, if you get your hands on these, it's getting to the point where I don't know if you should be comfortable bringing these to locals. Hopefully you have a locals where nobody's going to rob you, and yeah, sure. I mean, I bring these around with me all the time, but then again, I don't know, man. There's like an inner, like, protect this card. There's another inner version of me like, man, how are you gonna flex? Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the comment, like button, and please comment down below. I would love to read all your comments, guys. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos, well, you boys have a great day.